You know what is absolutely the best thing that we could be seeing right now? Young players in the NHL who had a boatload of potential finally starting to grow and fill in that ceiling. When we go over to the LA Kings, there's a guy on this team that I wanted to talk about that we've been making videos about ever since he was like 16 years old. Like, we literally made a video about this guy back in 2018, 2 years before he was even drafted, going over just the profile and what he could be and how he was this unique combination of size, skill, offensive prowess, ceiling. And after a few years of ups and downs where the guy was developing properly, getting a little bit slowed down in the AHL, he is finally in the National Hockey League, and he's looking really good. Let's head over to the LA Kings because they have a day off today and talk about their second overall pick from the 2020 NHL Entry Draft. As announced by Snoop Dogg himself, we're talking today about QB, Quinton Byfield. Now, Byfield's a guy that, if you take a look at his overall profile, you'll notice that he's still only 20 years old, and I want you to keep that in the back of your mind as we go throughout this entire video. The guy is literally just a few months removed from being a teenager. He's going to be 21 in August. He's 6'5", 216, big dude, powerful dude, very strong dude on his feet. And when it comes to what Quinton Byfield has accomplished in his hockey career so far, he always had a super high ceiling, as made evident by his 82-point campaign in 45 OHL games in his draft year. The seasons after that, you saw Byfield jumping up and down. He was in the AHL, in the NHL a little bit. He wasn't too amazing right off the hop. It took him a while to really get going. But this season, with the Ontario Reign system, he was just under a point per game, 15 points, 16 games played, 9 goals, 6 assists. But with the regular LA Kings, he's got himself 21 points in 42 games. Legit, half a point a game, 3 goals, and 18 assists. Now, you might be going out there saying, Lego, why are you making a video about this guy, talking about him like this, when he's at literally only half a point a game? Sure, it's good that a 20-year-old player is half a point a game for a really good LA Kings team, but the reason we're going over Byfield is because in his last 10 games, the guy's actually got 1 goal and 8 assists for 9 points. In his last 5 games, he's got a goal and 3 assists for 4 points. Byfield has really come alive as of late, and it's super evident when you watch these LA Kings games. I caught a good chunk of the LA versus Vancouver game from earlier this weekend, and even though I didn't watch too much of it, the one standout to me the entire way through was Quinton freaking Byfield. How this guy, when he was in the offensive zone, he was displaying a level of confidence that we haven't seen in a really long time out of somebody with this level of size, skill, and power. When Quinton Byfield was younger, a lot of scouts were saying, okay, if best case scenario, this guy pans out to his ceiling, you could be looking at somebody that's sort of like Evgeny Malkin, but maybe just a bit more elegant. With his handles, with his offensive creativity, Malkin could be a brute force at times, and he was able to get a whole bunch of points because of that combination of size, skill, and what have you. For Byfield, though, you had a little bit more of a purely offensive mindset with the way that he projected, and as his career went on, there were a few setbacks. Of course, we had already noted those with the AHL, but nowadays, you look at what Byfield is doing in the offensive zone, he's going out there, not afraid to fight in the dirty areas, not afraid to hold on to the puck a little bit longer, not afraid to take his time, and really methodically maneuver around the offensive zone before either throwing it out in front for a guy, making a nice read, or just scoring himself. Now, to be honest, he hasn't scored too much this season for the Kings. He's only got 3 goals, but he was scoring quite a bit in the AHL. He's got a pretty good shot, and it's developed pretty nicely ever since he was drafted in 2020. You're looking at a guy that just has so much raw talent, and this has been the season where he's sort of decided, I'm going to start using that more. And it's kind of a night and day difference between watching Byfield tape from last season versus this season. He's just gotten a lot more comfortable, and especially within the last 10 games or so, he has looked incredible. This guy's only 20 years old, man, so there's a lot of time for him to potentially become even better than what he is right now. And that, my friends, is why I'm getting pretty scared for the rest of the Pacific Division. As if I wasn't already scared, because Byfield is a pretty good prospect who had a lot of potential, but still. The guy's making beautiful passes, he's making some amazing reads, he's finding guys, he's getting assists. He has really started to mold himself into a playmaker at the top level, and I mean, look, there really is just nothing more to say about this guy than he is finally starting to break out, and he is finally here. To help us out, we're going to go over onto an article on LA Hockey Now, or is that what it's called? I know it's a different version of the website. Yeah, LA Hockey Now, published by Austin Stanovich from earlier today. This is what Byfield said after the LA Kings won their game 8-3 last night against the Calgary Flames. Byfield jokes about goal scoring, and also there's a conversation about Carl Grundstrom finding his game too. After struggling to solve Thatcher Demko on Saturday, the LA Kings offense caught fire Monday, putting 8 past the Calgary Flames. The Kings' top line has been dominant recently, and they continued that trend on Monday. They combined for 7 points, with 2 primary assists for Quinton Byfield. His game has improved immensely since moving to the top line, and he appears to have taken the next step offensively as well, even if the goals aren't quite there yet. I think so. I think the goals will come, hopefully, Byfield said, but I'm happy just being out there. Just trying to be a difference maker out there each time. If it's with my body, just passing, just trying to get it to those guys. You know, Juice, he's a scorer, he can shoot, and you just get him the puck and you saw what he did out there. He just picks the corner. He's talking about Adrian Kempe, and Byfield says basically yeah when asked whether or not it feels like Kempe will score on every chance right now. When he's coming through the neutral zone with a lot of speed, I'm just trying to get it to him. He just beats everyone, and when he shoots on net, I think it goes in every time. Byfield also talked a little bit more about finding his game and working himself up to the top line. Yeah, it's really good. It feels good, honestly. I think it took me a little bit to find my game, and now I'm really comfortable being out there, and I'm not scared to make plays, try a lot of different things, and like I said, just being comfortable and confident. The trust goes a long way. And so ultimately, when it comes to Quinton Byfield, the confidence is the killer here. You're noticing that in the offensive zone, he can hold on to the puck a little bit more. He's not afraid to kind of just take his time, pause, and even if there's a guy behind him that's trying to steal the puck away, he's still calm, he's still poised, he's still rationalizing the situation and making the proper plays. Quinton Byfield has been so good the past few weeks that it's a night and day difference. So now I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, okay, well, where does this guy go from here? He's already played so well the past little while that is this really going to be the trajectory? Is he going to become, let's say, a bona fide #1 center as soon as, I don't know, maybe this time next year? It's certainly possible with the talent profile that he does possess. Byfield is so good, and I feel like this is sort of the consolation prize that keeps on giving, since he was taken 2nd overall, and he was the guy that was kind of in that territory of maybe not going 2nd, depending on who you asked. Everybody was talking about Stützle, whether or not Stützle should be that guy, and Lafreniere, of course, was the 1st overall prize. But now, with Tim Stützle doing what he's doing, it's up to these two, Lafreniere and Byfield, to catch up and showcase their talent at the NHL level. Lafreniere has not, unfortunately, done that, but Byfield looks like he's being on his way. I still am a believer in Byfield that if he pans out to his ceiling, he could be, let's say, a max 110-point player in the NHL. Like, I really do think he's got an incredibly high ceiling, and I've been saying that for years. So, with the talent profile that he does possess, I think this is a really good step in his development, but you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below how you see Byfield and his projection into the next few years. Also, what have you seen out of him in the last little while? Are you impressed as I am, looking at how Byfield has been playing these games, making these reads, and making these passes? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Juraj, and bye.